Hey, hi everyone. How are you? So welcome back to CodeTav management. So in the last lecture, we have discussed about the global exceptions and how we can handle those with the controller advice annotation and exception handler annotations. So now I thought one good topic will be the Spring Data JPA N+1 query problem. So that problem, how it occur and how you can solve that, that I will specifically discuss. So I hope you have used many Spring Boot applications. Just think like, is your Spring Boot application running slow? Just when you open your console. So if you make a single API request and suddenly see dozens or hundreds of 500 select statements firing off one after another, so you were a victim of the N+1 query problem actually. So this is the silent performance killer of your Spring Data JPA, and that guaranteed that like it may come to in your next Java backend interview. So like it's a very popular questions although. So like today we are going to look at exactly how this trap is triggered by lazy loading, and I'm gonna show you true professional ways to fix it. So one is join fetch, and which is the earlier way, like the legacy way, or you can say the classic way. And another one is through the entity graph. That's the modern tech. So let's optimize this. Okay. So to understand this problem, we need two entities with a relationship. Okay. So for that reason, first of all, I have created one author entity, and also have created one book entity. So for the author entity, it also has one ID, and it has the name. So like one author ID and author's name, and one another is a book. It also has the book ID and also have its title. So like for author to book, that will have the one-to-many relationship. Like one author can write multiple books, and for book it is many to one. So like for many books there can be one author. So where the join column has been done through the author ID actually. Okay. So here I have set this cascade, and cascade type is cascade type dot all. I have not discussed about the cascade in this Spring Boot lectures. So in next videos I can cover this cascade. Okay. So anyway, for now, just think like cascade type is all type. Okay. So just here we have an author entity with a one-to-many relationship to book. So by default, collections in JPA are fetched lazy. So that means when we load an author from the database, Hibernate doesn't load their books immediately to save memory. So that sounds good in theory. But now watch like what happens in our service layer when we try to return a list of authors and include the number of books they have written. So we call the find all. Okay, in our author service, we have done the logic like we this get all author with books count. And here inside this method, we are calling this find all. So that is one query to get all the authors. So let's say it returns 50 authors. Then we loop through them every time we call the author.getBook.size. So Hibernate realizes it doesn't have the books, so it fires off a brand new query to the database for that specific author. So that's one initial query plus 50 extra queries. So 1 plus n number of queries, like how many authors it will have, that number of query it will execute as well. So see this say total books. Here the inquiries will be triggered. So Hibernate here actually fires a new select statement for every single author in the loop. Okay. So that's the triggering point actually. Cool. So think just if you have the 10,000 authors, then you just crashed your database. How many times of database call will happen? So just think about it. So that's why we have one classic way, which is join fetch. So how do we fix this? So we need to tell Hibernate to grab the authors and their books at the exact same time in a single trip, not by doing multiple queries. Okay, so the classic way to do this is using a custom JPQL query with join fetch. So that also I have not covered. What is JPQL query? What is native query? So those things also I will cover in the next lectures as well. But here I just initiating these points so that you can understand that why those JPQL queries, native queries, the cascading things came into the picture. So at the first, anyone will face the problem. Then actually we will solve those. That's why I have not prepared those video like the what is the JPQL, what is the native query. Now you are getting in touch of those words, right? So those keywords. So that's why you will also think you can also search in the Google or somewhere from like you can learn those topics and you can understand. But here I have just initiating those things, like how we will solve that problem. So first one is our solution one through the classic way. So what we have done, we have written one JPQL query. We are just telling to Hibernate that you need not to handle as you are calling 50 times. So that will break our performance actually. So just let us handle that. So what we have done, we uh, we have the interface author repository and we are extending the JPA repository where we have passed the author and log. And we have written the JPQL query as a select from author A, join fetch A.books, so that it will grab the authors and the books at the exact same time in a single run. So if we replace the find all with that find all author with books, like in that place, instead of find all, if we call this method here, that in place of this find all, if we will replace this with find all author with these books, so then what will happen? It will not query multiple times through this getBooks.size, authors.getBook.size. It will query this one, select a from author A, join fetch A.books, right? So you will lock, just you will look your console and you can see exactly one beautifully optimized SQL join. Okay. Like I can say like we are locking some things. Like we are locking something means we are not letting Hibernate to control that. We are controlling the query through the JPQL. Okay. And so that in the console you can see that you one exactly beautiful optimized SQL join query. And that's how the problem solved. But the modern way is through the solution to entity graph. So why it is better, that I will also tell. So writing JPQL queries works, but it can get messy if you have multiple relationships. Okay. So Spring Data JPA introduced a much cleaner declarative way to solve this through entity graph. So you just tell Spring which fields you want to eagerly fetch for this specific method call, and it handles the SQL generation for you. So here also we are extending the JPA repository. Here we are using the entity graph. So attribute paths, here we have set as the books, and through the list author, we are calling find all. So you just tell the Spring which fields you want to eagerly fetch. We want to fetch books. So you just return, like you just turn those 51 database queries into a single highly performant query. So in a production environment, this is the difference between an API that times out and an API that scales. So here we were fetching only the books for that author. And here also for that particular author, we will fetch books. So I hope this video will be helpful, and this video will optimize your database. So please hit your like button and subscribe to the CodeTav management. Okay. For any advanced Spring Boot related master classes. So I have discussed here about the N+1 query problem, how the N+1 problem is being triggered, how we will solve that through the classic way and the modern way. If you will have any question, then just comment. I will definitely discuss in another video. Okay? So thanks for watching it. Do like, share, and subscribe for motivating me. Thank you, everyone.